This video explains the steps that I use to prepare my dock just before a storm or a hurricane. Since I don't want to lose my dock after it took such a long time and effort to put together, I don't want it to end up similar to this as seen in this video. One strategy is to remove all the deck boards. As you can see in this video, shows where everything is gone, and yes, that will help and protect your dock. However, unfortunately, we just can't do that every time there's going to be a storm. Another strategy is to remove selected boards. As you can see in this video, you can see that several of the boards have been removed. Not sure whether it was on purpose or whether the wave action removed it. Here again is another dock where you can remove specific boards. Here's board 1, 2, 3, and depending on the strength of the storm, that would determine how many of the boards you would remove. Also depends on the height of your dock. Let's estimate what the buoyancy forces are per decking board. These are 2x8, 5-foot long deck boards. In reality, they're 1.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And so each board has an uplift of about 24.4 pounds. Now, if you had 1,000 feet of this deck, you would end up with 3,442 pounds of uplift. Now, is there a way to reduce the amount of force of uplift? Yes, by changing the gap. The bigger the gap, the greater the reduction is in terms of the uplift. So I'm using an inch as my gap, but if you had a 2-inch gap, you get about 916 pounds reduction in the uplift. Now, prior to the storm, I will just remove some of them rather than change my gap to greater than 1 inch. By taking spare paint cans of different colors that are available, I just have them around. I put little squares at the end of selected dock boards as shown here.
I use a very large number so that it's easy to recognize and to place back in once the storm is over.
On the dock, I'm only going to use star drive bugle head stainless steel screws because they're easy to come out and they're not going to rust.
With 27. Here we go. And the adjacent dock board is also labeled so I know exactly where it goes. I don't have to put new holes in. Plus, I also know that these particular boards have less screws and they're ready to go, ready to be pulled out prior to the storm. Here's number 28. And when you look at your dock, look at the areas where you can expect a lot of storm surge to lift your decking board. And as you can see, I have an inch, and sometimes more than an inch gap between all the decking boards, so that when the water comes up, it kind of goes in between and doesn't lift the boards. It's actually a beautiful day before the storm. I don't think it's going to hit, but it's best to be prepared because it takes a lot of time. As you can see in the other videos, how long it takes to repair. and how much work is involved to repair a dock. So here we are at 29. So then just before the storm, you know, a couple of hours before the hit or anticipated landfall, I will pull out these boards and then I will do an after action report to see which boards were improperly selected, because what's the objective? To save the dock.
This is my easy fix. Please comment and subscribe. Thank you.